People climbing ladders, climbing trees. Like I've personally climbed a tree and broken my leg one time because I wanted to put up the canopy and there was no ladder.
And Maitri is from security.
Tight hai security.
How tight is it, Maitri? How is security
You
going?
shall get to know about that. I shall give you my personal insights because security is hamesha tight रहती है.
In 3 words of Biswamil, what would it be for you guys?
I said callback because it's the only callbacks I'm getting. Just walk in.
जैसे होता है ना कॉलेज में जाके you will find your own group of friends, you will find your people, you will find your community.
Home community.
Just
Find your
come.
community.
Hey guys, I'm your host Rashid Kotial for today's podcast. This podcast is brought to you in collaboration of Radio JGC, Biswamil and Soch. So let's begin. Today we have few of the most important people of Biswamil here.
Yeah.
No, I think it was a mistake. Those were the chairs. Today we have new set of people. Today we have the chiefs with us. So Adi is from QRT and Deco.
Yeah.
Shrishti is from BDSM, which stands for Biswamil Design and Social Media.
Yes.
Amanveer is from Events and
Yes.
Maitri is from Security.
Tight
So,
hai security.
how tight is it, Maitri? How is security
You
going?
shall get to know about that. I shall give you my personal insights because security is hamesha tight रहती है.
Matlab, I have heard people also bring people from outside. Like, what's the scene?
नहीं it's just pure JGU students and हम हमारे इसमें ऐसी सिक्योरिटी क्रिएट करते हैं कि हमें किसी बाहर वाले की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती.
Everything is internal, सब जहाँ ही sort हो जाता है, right? So I have some crazy set of questions for you guys. So let's begin with it. How long have you been like part of Biswamil and what made you join it? Like, what was the drive behind it for you guys?
Personally, I have been the chief for Biswamil for like 3 to 4 months now, and the only fact that we have so much fun even while organizing and in the fest also is why I am here in Biswamil. It's too much fun, guys. Everybody who's not a part, please join.
I feel like I started doing Biswamil as a fest because I used to like working for like organizing fests a lot when back home. So after coming to this, Biswamil was like one thing I found, and after joining it, you know, I kept getting a call back or something, and then I kept volunteering. So all come and go, all said and done, here I am as a chief, and you know, as a chief also, it's quite a wild experience because you have so many sleepless nights. You have so much, you know, like not stress, but like you have so much. You're like, how will this happen? How will that happen? But at the end of the day, when it just works out fine, all of those moments just seem like, like, you know, fun story which you made along the way.
So do you guys like, I know ki
There is that chaos ki when you guys are managing so much. I have seen the chairs, talk to them, they talked about the stress. So eventually you get habitualized, acclimatized. What's the scene? Or you like that position of responsibility?
Okay, for me at least, this is my 4th year working for Fest and I'm genuinely just a workaholic. So I work in every fest and I thrive in chaos. I love the drama and that's genuinely why I keep coming back.
मतलब I agree with आदि कि लॉ स्कूल ने ऐसा हमको फंक्शन कर दिया कि अगर काम नहीं है ना तो पागल हो जाते हैं कि काम क्यों नहीं है. तो अगर बिस्वा में काम कर रहे हो तो काम रहता है, फिर एंडम आ जाता है, फिर उसमें काम रहता है.
But I also think that it's more of surviving and not thriving. But thriving हमारा हम एक दूसरे को करवा देते हैं. So it's like we are ranting about each and everything. We are also working, but we are also ranting about it.
Yes.
It's obviously within our committees only that we rant and within the chiefs only that we
Yes,
rant.
yes.
As the display side, हम बहुत खुश हैं. हमारा फेस्ट से बेटर कुछ नहीं होता है.
Of course, फेस्ट खत्म हो जाता है तो हम बहुत सैड हो जाते हैं.
Like
Yeah,
internal
yeah.
safety mechanism ही बना रखा है
Right.
defense
It's like you rant how much ever you want, but after the fest you're like,
Yeah,
यार
yeah,
कहाँ
no.
चले गए 4
Yeah.
महीने भी हम काम कर रहे हैं. Half the time I think you know we have that mentality when हम time pass भी कर रहे होते हैं all nighters में. Even though we don't have work, we have to show as if we have work. Because then I check how do you not have work? and if you say we're done with work, then we get no work. So we have to maintain an illusion.
falling into place. Everything's done now. You feel so accomplished that okay, 3 days are over. We pulled through it, and it's something I cannot really describe.
मतलब ऐसे लगता है कि 6 महीने का जो हमने डाला है वो तीसरे दिन पे दिख रहा है सक्सेसफुल, जब सब लाइक एक बड़ा आर्टिस्ट गाना गा रहा है, हम सब वाइब कर रहे हैं और एकदम मजा आ रहा है.
And you just see everyone around
Enjoying.
you, and you are actually in tears. I've seen so many people just crying for no reason.
And I think you will see it like this year also that everybody is crying. या तो chairs और SCTCs रो रहे हैं कि यार हमारा आखिरी फेस्ट है, या तो हम रो रहे हैं कि भाई 6 महीने की स्लॉगिंग खत्म हुई है, हम लोग का हुआ है काम, कुछ ना कुछ होता है. बट दिस इज व्हाट एक्चुअली इट मींस दैट Biswamil is a feeling. कोई एंजॉय कर रहा है, कोई रो रहा है, कोई इसको मिस करेगा, किसी ना कुछ इमोशन चल रहा है, पर चल रहा है। तो ये है जो हम सब ऑल जीव्स अग्री।
I to cry every week.
Every week.
Well, I heard the same story about crying from the chairs too. So I believe it could be more like a situation that you guys have been working towards it in the long year, putting your hard work, stress, and tolerating things, making others tolerate your things. So eventually it becomes like the end moment. It's the result.
It's like something you sat and thought about 6 months ago, conceptualized, ideated it from the start, and then you like see it unfold over on all 3 days, and you're like, oh, I remember when we thought of this. I remember the discussion we had to make this
Yes,
happen.
yes.
Like, you know, when it's like your baby thing, and like when you see it happening, it's like, oh, it happened. So like that entire chain from conceptualizing, ideating, like putting in the work and like seeing it happen, I think that's a very it makes you feel very emotional.
So like, who keeps you motivated? Like, right, of course, like during the different timelines, there would be different people who would be giving you the prep talk or motivating you or be like, after you keep it, just do it, like don't feel sad, we are with you. या होता है, हमारे साथ भी होता है। तो हर साल different set of people होगा। अभी who is there for you guys अभी कि यार इस इंसान ने he or she motivates me.
I think the first foremost names will be the chairs.
Yes.
Effectively, it's just us amongst ourselves, because while we say that chiefs are not committee specific, it is true, because हम जब साथ मिलके बैठते हैं, हम सारे committees के chief एक साथ रूम में जो बैठते हैं, when we discuss everything that's going on with every committee, then we realize that okay, everyone's going through their own shit and सबके पास अपना अपना है, and everyone's pulling through it.
हाँ,
तो
मुझे भी यही लगता है कि चेयर्स एसडीसीज एंड चीफ्स, मतलब हम एक दूसरे को इतना पुश कर लेते हैं ना कि हाँ हो जाता है। मतलब अगर मैं रैंट कर रही हूँ, आदि को बोलूंगी तो आदि बोलेगा भाई सेम चल रहा है डेको में भी, तो मैं बोलूंगी ठीक है, मतलब हमारा दुख सेम है और हमारा कुछ अलग
हम
नहीं है,
अकेले नहीं।
हाँ, मतलब हम एक साथ इस बोट में बैठ के निकल जाएंगे।
Relativity factor।
और ये भी होता है कि मतलब अगर मेरी कोई प्रॉब्लम है, मैं एमजी को बोलूंगी, एमजी का सोल्यूशन है, तो उसे हेल्प हो जाती है, तो हम वैसे मोटिवेटेड रहते हैं।
MG is Maitri.
हाँ, yes, for context, Maitri is called MG guys।
A bad joke would be MG Hector.
इसके बारे में जोक नहीं चलेगा।
We already did it before.
Excuse me, no jokes, chiefs के बारे में no jokes। In support एक दूसरे के always। What happens inside the committees happened inside the committees, तो guys अगर जानना है तो committee join करो।
अरे but we can get a sneak peek, like any rumor, controversy, something you saw.
Okay, I will give you a small context कि बिस्वामिल इतना बड़ा फेस्ट है कि वो टीवी पे भी आ चुका है। For what reasons I will not tell you that, but आ चुका है।
For good reasons.
Yes, good reasons।
हाँ,
Good-
obviously good reasons। Context नहीं बता रही हूँ,
हाँ।
पर टीवी पे तक आ चुका है।
एक हैपनिंग कौन सी होती है कि भाई आर्टिस्ट कौन है।
वो तो we talk कि so कौन है आर्टिस्ट? अब तो
अमनदीप-
बता दो, अब तो आने वाले
अमनदीप
हैं।
insights के आर्टिस्ट
वो
कौन
तो
है?
हमको भी नहीं पता, देखो।
भाई
As
मुझे तो
we realize this, like I know every year you work up Biswamil, you're like, oh now we know who the artist is, and when last year we were like one level lower in the hierarchy, you're like, oh now I will find out, I'm ahead now, and then now as a chief you're like, and then you talk to the chairs and like, no you're still not finding out, and you're like, what's the difference? I'm just more overworked. I just have a better position as a title, but I still have no real like yes.
What?
So anyways, so many of you guys would be interested, and many of you guys must have joined college just now or must have been here from before but couldn't join it due to commitments or missed the email or anything. So I would be asking them questions that would be specific to their committees so that you guys can know better how they are functioning. Of course, it won't be as specific, you must be knowing exactly what they do, but you guys must be having an idea afterwards कि you can join it and make up your mind कि कौन सी committee you would be joining or preferring later. Okay, so let's start with the events. So Amanvi, like which was the most exciting thing for you this year personally, and the tips that you could get the best view during the events or during the process of the event, like as you are in the event.
So I feel like when you are doing like 6 months worth of work or like 4 months worth of work, there's no like best moment, but like it's more like there's more like what you enjoy the most. And personally I feel like my most enjoying time are the two things, which is, as I said, like when you're sitting in that room and you're thinking about an event with your heads and your entire team, they're coming up with that, you're coming up with that. And once you conceptualize the event, you get it approved, you go through hell to approve it, and later when you see it happen and you see it as like a huge success. And especially this works because when you try something new, when you don't think it's going to work out, which we did for quite a few events this year, you know, when you see them work out, it just gives you a feeling that, yeah, like we've come here and we achieved something
It was
in terms
fruitful.
of yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, exactly. So that way it becomes like I think that is one of the best feelings you have, especially as part of the events community.
The next committee would be a committee with a very interesting name, and that is BDSM committee. That stands for Biswamil Design and Social Media. And Shrishti is here with us. So, Shrishti, what is the process of ideating the content for Biswamil? And have there been any difficulties for you, like regarding it? Like last time I asked you, how do they go about the theme? So you are in the BDSM community.
Okay.
so like, how do you guys ideate it? Committee.
Yes. So the question is about ideation and what problems we face. So I'll be honest to you, we are a big committee. Like we have lots of people who put our heads in ideating. तो बहुत time लगता है. हम लोग की बहुत multiple meetings होती है. And then it is like if you are seeing the Instagram page right now, you will see that we follow a grid system. मतलब बहुत technical हो जाएगा. But yeah, so ऐसे होता है कि two people are there are different people working on the same post, so that we get more ideas. So if you are designing something, there will be minimum 3 people working on the same thing with 3 different designs. तो फिर वैसे हम लोग का आइडिएशन ज्यादा हो जाता है. इट इज मोर ऑन अ लार्जर स्केल, ताकि हमारे पास हाँ वी हैव मोर ऑप्शंस आल्सो. और फिर हम लोग सारे चीज जो है हम लोग सारे एक डिजाइन देखते हैं. फिर हम लोग को जो पसंद आता है उसमें थोड़े थोड़े एडिट्स करके वी गो ऑन विद द डिजाइन. तो देयर आर प्रॉब्लम्स दैट वी फेस. नाउ आई विल बी ऑनेस्ट यू, लाइक वी आर डिफरेंट पीपल, एवरीबडी इज डिफरेंट, बट यहाँ पे हमें क्रिएटिविटी डालना और एक ही पोस्ट जाएगा इंस्टाग्राम पे. तो हम लोग जो 5 है, हम लोग का 5 का एकदम एस्थेटिक डिफरेंट है, बट हम लोग को एक ही पोस्ट डालना है. तो हमारी प्रॉब्लम ये रहेगी कि सबका एस्थेटिक हम लोग इन्वॉल्व कैसे करें. तो दैट इज वन ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम दैट वी फेस, बट लाइक honestly successfully we have come over that problem and we are still solving, like we are successful with that. So that is one problem that we are able to solve. We come through, but we are solving through it also. So that is the part. But the ideation part is कि हम बहुत सारे लोग involved होते हैं ताकि हम different ideas, एक ही idea को different ways में present करें and then the best one comes out. है वो आइडिया अपना पिच इन करता है और जिसको मजा आता है. बेसिकली BDSM इज हैव फन, शो योर क्रिएटिविटी. तो कोई भी रैंडम रील, कोई भी रैंडम आइडिया आ जाए तो हम लोग बस उसको वी ट्राई टू पुश इन एंड पोस्ट इट. सो देयर इज वन क्रेजी रील दैट इज गोइंग टू बी कमिंग अप इन द नेक्स्ट 2 days. तो you will see how we go with the creativity. So stay tuned.
Any sneak?
It's a fun reel, guys. It's a fun reel. It's a fun reel. So stay tuned. If you're following Instagram already, Biswamil already on Instagram, then you'll see it.
We have Adi with us, like, and as Adi said, he is a workaholic, and before being a chief, as chiefs are not committee specific, he was doing the work for the Deco and at the same time QRT. So of course, Adi, you would be getting more questions too, as you have been working so much. So for the Deco, like, what is the wildest decoration or something very intriguing that almost made it into the Biswamil and you guys, well, भाई क्या चले जाता, ये decoration में क्या जाने वाला था?
So there are actually too many ideas that are like crazy wild.
The
best ones I'll tell you.
क्या ही चला जाता, हो जाता तो क्या
So
हो
at
जाता?
one point, you all know the OP Jindal statue wala lanes. At one point when our theme was street, we thought हम कपड़े टांग देंगे. हटे हुए कपड़े जो streets पे दिखते हैं, एक रस्सी लगा के टांग देंगे. And there have been too many. Like this did not make the cut, but we have made trucks, like huge trucks, from this wall to that wall. We made big trucks, burgers, and this one really sad and traumatic story that I've personally faced was this one cup structure. So it was just paper cups, more than 8,000 paper cups stuck together to make this one big India gate.
Wow.
And I had to continuously work on that thing for 2 days without sleep.
That's so cool.
Generally, I have trauma from cups.
I can feel it in his
And
voice.
everyone from Deco has trauma from cups. We hate.
मतलब थोड़ी देर में सब यहाँ रोने ना लग जाए स्टोरी में डीप गए तो. ऐसा क्या हुआ, लाइक व्हाट इज द सिचुएशन ऐसी कभी कि इमरजेंसी लगी हो कि यार एंड मोमेंट में डेकोरेट करना है, कोई मिल नहीं रहा, एंड तुम तो क्यूआरटी में भी हो, इट्स लाइक क्विक रिस्पांस टीम, तो एडिशनल स्ट्रेस. तो पर एनीवेज अभी डेको के बारे में कि लास्ट मिनट हाउ डू यू गाइस मैनेज कि यार अभी डेकोरेट करना है, ये चीज मिस हो गई, यहाँ डेकोरेशन हो रहा है.
So very usually day 0 पर when our canopies are supposed to go up and all of our structures are supposed to go up, usually हम लोग लेट हो ही जाते हैं. We try not to, but unforeseen circumstances and we are late mostly. And all-nighters के लिए, like recently it's been a problem that OCs, volunteers, in general fests are कम आते हैं because people are stopped working. They just want to enjoy the fest. And at that point, it gets very, very tough because there are 10, 20 projects going on at the same time, and we do not have manpower. So Deco is doing one thing, then we have to bring in QRT to assist them, and there are people climbing ladders, climbing trees. Like I've personally climbed a tree and broken my leg one time because I wanted to put up the canopy and there was no ladder. Last minute, there are too many problems. Very recently, I'll tell you, bite ke time, when it started raining and our canopies were supposed to go up, most of our stuff is made out of paper and one drop and it'll all get ruined. So we had to take it all off, rush it to Rasa, then there we were making it and then we had to put it back. It's honestly, it sounds tiring, but it's so fun.
Any situation ki kabhi aisa laga ho ki everything is falling apart, like we have done
Every
the
day. Every day.
Okay, so moving on to the next question. Like last minute details, Deco वाले क्या करते हैं यार कि अब भागा दौड़ी करो ये फाइनल कर लो. Like what are the last minute things you guys do?
So right now we're at our last minute prep only. Last minute में हम लोग क्या करते हैं? Mainly our 3D projects, like the truck I was talking about and the burger I was talking about. ये सब हमारे last 3D projects होते हैं because इन्हें store करना मुश्किल होता है. So we make it in the end. And 3D projects, they are problem. मतलब problem होती है बहुत ज़्यादा. So right now all of our focus goes on that and our focus goes on canopies. The canopies that are put ऊपर के side.
वो करते हुए भी वो ज़्यादातर वही दिखते हैं.
Yeah, because we have to make more than 4,000 canopies and everyone just cutting, pasting, stapling and outside वहाँ पे सुतलियों पे लग रहे हैं, सुतली the plastic string उस पे लग रहे हैं, फिर उसे पेड़ों पे लगाया जा रहा है. Last minute it's very
fun.
very
So like as I asked the event person here, what are some of the problems that you are expecting to see like QRT related? अब QRT में आते हैं.
right.
तो QRT related what are some of the problems कि यार ये होता है या होगा.
QRT by itself, actually we do not face any problems because most of our work comes because other committees are facing problems. So our PO is made accordingly wherever security, events, BDSM, Deco, hospitality, wherever they need people, that's where we step in. Because कहीं पे भी कभी कभार ज़रूरत पड़ जाती है. You cannot have everything, like we can plan for months and months straight, but at some point something will go wrong. That's the whole essence of a fest कि कुछ तो गलत जाना ही जाना है.
In short, ये हमारे problem solver है.
Yeah.
Yes.
हमें दिक्कत होती है QRT. Like, QRT come in QRT.
Go for QRT.
So in case अगर हम मान लेते हैं कि QRT is the last minute superhero for Biswamil, तो what would be your theme song for it?
Oh, till I collapse.
Yeah, because we generally ask them to help till they actually be like bus हो गया. but thankfully they never say that.
Yeah.
So we're glad.
Honestly, QRT मतलब appreciation, big appreciation.
Yeah.
कुछ भी होता है QRT come in and there is QRT. एकदम quick.
Let's come to the security head now, that is Maitri. So Maitri, what are the emergency protocols you have in hand? Ki, yeah, these are the things, and you guys must have also some expected incidents. Yeah, these can be something that happens. You must have heard about it. कि पहले हुआ है कभी. So what are those? Like, how are you doing things about it?
So, firstly, we see where the events are. Obviously, these events are one location that we need people, our security people at, and then there are some specific locations that, regardless of anything happening there, security people must be present. So, जैसे for example, अभी कोई event जहाँ पे जैसे Battle of Bands हो गया, you know that there are going to be people there, like crowd होने वाला है. कोई डांस ऑफ हो गया, you know, okay, people will enjoy this event and people are going to come, they're going to shout, and everyone's going to be like crowded. It's going to be very, people are going to stick to each other basically, and that's when security comes in. That's where security is supposed to make sure कि कुछ भी हो जाए, fuck up ना हो किसी, मतलब fest अगर बीच में कुछ ऐसा हो गया, then the whole event will go to waste. So it's our responsibility कि कोई touch wood. It's our responsibility कि everyone's feeling safe.
It's
Everyone's
scary too.
Yeah, it's scary too. Everyone's comfortable. No one's going beyond anyone's boundaries. So that's where हमारे OCs, heads or chiefs, because this time we have comparatively to all the past 3 years, we have a lot of heads and chiefs this time, and we've made sure that we have these numbers because Biswamil is a very big fest and this time it's actually going to be very huge. तो इसलिए हमारे yes हमारे सारे hierarchical positions सारे locations पे होते हैं. Now the main gate is one of the prime locations where security needs to be there. जैसे हमारे JGU security के जो पूरा टीम होता है वहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा नंबर मेन गेट पे होता है. So because the participants are entering and exiting from there, we have to make sure कि ऐसा कोई बंदा ना हो जाए. For example, there are 20 people from one contingent and उसमें से 18 have gone outside, but 2 अंदर रह गए. Now who is going to take the responsibility of those 2 people? So this has happened in the past. Yes, we've gone for manhunts in the university.
Actually,
maybe I-
मतलब आप मानोगे नहीं कि हमारा वहाँ पे आर्टिस्ट गा रहा है और हम एक बच्चे को ढूंढ रहे हैं. पूरा मतलब लिटरली पूरा मैन पावर लगा है कि ये बच्चा किधर है, ये मिसिंग
And
है.
for that one or two people or how many ever people, all the committees get
Alert.
into one unit then, because it's very crucial that not even one person is inside campus who's not a JGU student.
Yeah.
And once you get
Without supervision actually.
Yeah, at least this is also for vendors or anybody who comes
Yeah,
from
yeah,
outside.
yeah.
Anyone
They should be
from
always
outside.
under supervision by
And
JG.
once you get to know that someone is already inside, then what happens? You just
Already
find,
inside?
as in a person didn't leave the college.
Yeah,
after.
exactly. We go on a manhunt because we have a lot of committees that we can coordinate from. We have their numbers. We have contingent leaders
Yeah,
के
TM.
numbers.
हाँ.
We have team management is another on-fest committee that we have for specifically management of all the contingents. तो उस सारा को देखते हुए, but anyways, regardless of anything happening or not happening, security is present at each and every location. उधर लोग हो नहीं हो हमारे बंदे नहीं.
And you find those people eventually.
Irrespective of
Yeah,
कुछ हो रहा है
yeah.
ना हो रहा है, security हमेशा टाइट है.
So like, what is the plan of action? Like, how do you communicate with the attendees, like the people who have attending the event, who are attending during the event? How do you communicate with them? For example, if there is a situation that calls for an emergency, so how would you be contacting with them? I know how you contact among each other. You have those groups, walkies. But what about the people in question? How would you?
Correct. So, for example, if an OC is someone who's from the second year. If an OC finds a situation where अभी कुछ problem हो गया, or there's a fight that's occurred, or there's some situation that security needs to step into, so they have their specific. Everyone is briefed very carefully and very properly. So they have the specific protocol that वो तुम्हारे heads और chiefs को तो तुम्हें बताना ही है, but at the same time we also collaborate with JGU security, like the admin security. So because we collaborate with them, it gets us very easy to quickly handle the situation. मतलब because then there's no point if वहाँ पे ठीक है आ रहे हैं लोग बाहर से धीरे because campus is so huge. From one place to another, if you want to come, at least 10 minutes तो लगेगा. So that's why we have collaboration with JGU security and the attendees, because we also have TM. So TM and security ka all 3 days it's like a huge collaboration again. So due to that and उसके वजह से I think it's very smooth because
Yes.
वो दोनों committees एकदम आराम से handle कर लेते हैं.
As security is managing this much, so what is the weirdest request an attendee have put forward, or maybe an artist who is coming? And definitely it would have been the case because I have seen people be like, "Biswamil mein ho." So
Now since JGU security, like the student code and just normal conduct says कि हाँ we don't allow substances, we don't allow anything. That also applies to the participants, and that also apparently applies to the artists and their whole team.
yes.
But then obviously like artist है, अब हम तो सबसे बड़े ऊपर वाले लेवल पे हैं, तो उन्हें तो उनकी तो स्पेशल रिक्वेस्ट हम सिक्योरिटी के साइड से तो मना कर देते हैं, वो दूसरे कमिटीज पे हम छोड़ देते हैं. देखो ये गेट से तो अंदर कुछ नहीं आ सकता, हमारे ऊपर नहीं आएगा ये. So we do not, like we have gotten these requests like from like alcohol to like other substances. So,
But
We are
yeah,
not gonna
strict
ask the name of the
policy.
artist. Yeah.
No, but it is strict policy कि Biswamil बिल्कुल provide नहीं करता है. तो even if there is a request, it's
Yeah.
not happening.
Biswamil
Code
will
of
not-
like
conduct,
we say a strict no that even though okay fine you cannot perform your event, you will have to because it's our policy.
You guys like have started your journey as a fresher, and now you are in your 4th year. So it's been a long journey. So how has your journey been for the Biswamil thing?
I feel like
Very long
it's
actually.
very like you have like a lot of components, but I just feel if you're coming into Biswamil at any position or especially if you're coming in as like a higher in the hierarchy chain, then one thing you need is like a good sense of humor. Or like one thing you need is like not like I don't mean like you have to be funny. I just mean like
Skin.
not even scary. I just mean like if a situation's going or if it's turning into chaos, a lot of situations are going to turn into chaos. Like if you stress out in all the situations and like give a lot of time like a stress that situation, like like you will be done for. Like you need to come in with a mindset कि है fuck up होगा जो होगा, it will manage itself.
Yes,
Like
yes, agree.
the best thing you can probably do in that moment is to like, is to like probably make jokes about it and to like laugh in the moment. Because honestly, that is what will make your fest and like like memorable. So I feel if you're coming into the fest, just like don't be like too stressed about everything. Like that's I think one very important piece for anyone joining.
एक और learning in so many years in fest life is that balance. मतलब the work-life balance that fest has teach all of us is like crazy. मतलब आपको academics भी संभालना है, आपको fest भी संभालना है, आपको class भी जाना है, आपको सोना भी है, फिर आपको अपना दूसरा काम भी करना है. So it's like कि balance of life is what I like one thing that we have learned through fest also. So that's one.
And how has it changed you? Like you must have inculcated few values depending on the committee you are working, or maybe in collaboration with the other committee.
I think it
in harmony.
teaches you a lot in the sense of, firstly, obviously teamwork. That is the first and foremost thing. But also in the sense कि you just learn in general life how it works. It's a small boundary inside. Real world थोड़ा similar होगा, पूरा नहीं होगा, बहुत सारी different चीजें होगी. But then you do get an outlook. You do get an outlook to how actual events work, because this is also an actual event. People are coming in from outside. There are real things happening. We have artists from outside. So yeah.
मतलब मुझे भी समझ नहीं आ रहा वो साइड्स है क्या प्रोड्यूसर के. I'm just like क्वेश्चंस कंप्लीट हो जाए.
Just for context, अगर हमारी production team कुछ
बहुत
hint
देर से
कर
कुछ
रही है,
बोलना चाह रही.
but
Weird hand actions with the producer.
But wait, I feel like adding on to her point, it's like you learn a lot of like crisis management. Like you see keep कुछ भी situation or how to handle it, because this time you'll have situation out in your committee or the fest, you'll just have any situation you might have to deal with, especially if you have the chain. So it's a lot of moments. It's like that meme where that dog is like there's fire all around it, but the dog's like I'm fine. So like you learn a lot of that where there might be like hundreds of fires and hundreds of things to burn, but you're just like it'll manage, I'm fine.
What could be the one thing कि over the top कि यार ये idea मैं सोच रही थी या सोच रहा था बहुत टाइम से, पर बिस्वामिल में हो नहीं रहा. It could be anything fun. For example कि maybe बहुत बड़ा सा बैलून हो बिस्वामिल का, फिर उसे फोड़ दें हवा में, टॉपिक गिर रही है, वो ज़्यादा
No, but I can answer this from an events perspective. There's this idea which I had last year, and I feel it's a very good idea as a buzz event, especially. Buzz event is basically which we do pre-fest, like create buzz fest, but it's a very crazy idea. For me, it's very fun. So I'm nothing over the top, but I don't think admirable. But we just want to we want to have an event going on, and we just want like 2-3 people to like just wear scary masks and like go and like scare people like just randomly.
And give them a shit maybe. Come to my
security
Yeah. So like
ये event वाले क्या कर रहे हैं security?
that's one idea I
event को
had.
बुलाओ.
No, that's one idea I've had since last year. I know some are never approved, but like
disrupting
this
peace.
is like
QRT.
like we have unwarranted chaos anyways. Might as well have warranted chaos.
Like what is the one piece of advice for people who could be interested to join the committees, various committees, like what something insightful कि people be like हाँ यार ये काम की चीज़ भी बताइए something
यार
nice.
कैसे काम? यार ऐसे मत बोल यार.
Something serious, something more like कि यार हाँ ये
जब से
इसलिए join करना
अमनवीर को
मुझे.
तो ये बोल रहा है कि तो आप तो सीरियस बोलिए. अच्छा सीरियस बोलिए. आप बोल रहे हो तो सीरियस बोलो. ऐसे थोड़ी ना
तो
होता है.
सबके क्रेडिट्स लिए जा रहे हैं क्या? आदि के भी अमनवीर के सब यहाँ
नहीं ऐसा नहीं है.
तो like what would be the advice?
I think कल GBM है हमारा.
हाँ मतलब हाँ 8th को GBM है.
चलिए.
तो वो तो एक अनाउंसमेंट है.
हाँ.
But advice for what? Like what do you?
Advice for as in कि कौन सी committee like they can be looking for, like you can briefly about different
अच्छा,
committees
okay,
कि किसका
देखो.
interest किस में तो join करना
Overall
चाहिए.
advice that I would want to give is कि join that committee that you like. मतलब
है.
मैं शायद ना QRT ना कर पाऊँ, मैं इतना नहीं भाग पाऊँ शायद, मेरी मतलब वो मेरी पसंद नहीं है, बट आई लव सोशल मीडिया. तो मैं सोशल मीडिया इतने टाइम से करके आई एम डूइंग इट सिंस सो लॉन्ग, तो बिकॉज आई लव इट. मतलब मुझे उठ के भी बोलो कि ये रील बनाना है तो मैं इंजॉय मतलब मजे करके बनाऊंगी. तो मेरी एक एडवाइस ओवरऑल होगी कि आप उस कमिटी ज्वाइन करो जिसमें आपको इंटरेस्ट है, जिसमें आपको मजा है. इट शुड नॉट बी लाइक वर्क फॉर यू, इट शुड बी फन फॉर यू. तभी यू विल बी एबल टू गिव.
Passion होना चाहिए.
तो या मतलब वन एडवाइस यही है कि फन, अगर आपको कमेटी का काम पसंद है तो ज्वाइन करो. ऐसे कंपल्शन या आपके दोस्तों के लिए या ऐसा मत ज्वाइन करो, बट फन के लिए ज्वाइन करो. तो यस,
Because it's actual work and आप सिर्फ 1 या 2 महीने तक ये भी ज्यादा ही बोल दिया, but you can't pull off just work that you don't like
Yeah.
for so long. And तुम्हें कभी भी उठ के कुछ भी काम बोलेंगे,
मन
मन
नहीं
करना चाहिए ना
हाँ.
करने का.
ग्रोथ नहीं होगी अगर आप
Yeah.
कोई चीज जिसमें फन
So
आपको
it should
मजा
be
ना
very voluntary and something that you actually have interest in.
आए।
So she's right. Yeah.
Any hacks like last time I got to know कि stress balls भी रखे रहते हैं वहाँ पे
हाँ, 4
मतलब
plus 5, oh my god,
और
you
stress
remember
ball-
that 4 plus 5?
हमें भी तो बता दो
वो स्ट्रेस बॉल फेंक के स्ट्रेस हो गया था हमको।
ठीक है।
हाँ, yes, but yes.
or maybe the summer fans, small fans की anything any hacks like
But
you
I
guys
feel
do?
like if you're coming to, especially for when the main day fests are there, bring a blanket and a pillow because you are
Toothbrush.
90% not
Toothbrush and paste.
No, toothbrush also bring a blanket because the classroom we have their ACs are
Acha.
central control.
यहीं
They
तक
will
लगा
not
Yeah,
have
but-
control. And 99% you'll be sleeping in that classroom for the
Yes.
night. So please come prepared. I have seen people in community room bring entire
टॉयलेटरी उठा के ला लिया हमने।
हाँ, like पूरा blanket, pillow, everything. And as a first year, second year, I was like, what is this? As a fourth year, I'm like, wow, that person was so smart.
QRT हम तो गद्दे गुद्दे उठा के देते हैं. We have just one line of
Yes.
mattresses.
Yes, that is
So,
the hack कि डे
that is the
0
hack.
से हम जो अपनी ब्लैंकेट टूथपेस्ट वगैरह लेके निकलते हैं हम सीधा डे 3 के बाद पहुंचते हैं। डे 3 भी थोड़ा ज्यादा ही मतलब जल्दी हो गया बट हाँ जब तक इवेंट खत्म नहीं हो जाएगा
Yeah.
21st जैसे कि 18, 19, 20 अभी डेट्स है तो 21st मिड में भी अगर हम रूम जा पाए अपने सोने के लिए तो भी वैलिड होगा। तो yes, that's the hack.
And like a normal general advisory कि just whoever like all of us also implying to that कि we really need to be hydrated. हम बोलते थे
हाँ.
सबको कि हाँ
पानी पियो, पानी
ध्यान रखो खुद का because it's very important कि अगर हम ही बीमार पड़ जाएंगे so then fest कैसे होगा?
So
it's
that is why
important.
we all carry a 2 लीटर का थर्मस and then we are all roaming with those water bottles with us.
वीकनेस और डिहाइड्रेशन का इशू तो रहता ही है
हाँ.
मैं खुद हो रखा हूँ तो लाइक एज वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट द ब्लैंकेट सिचुएशन कि यू गाइस स्टे टुगेदर लाइक 3 दिन तक साथ हैं उसके बाद यू गाइस गेट फ्री तो ऑफ कोर्स लाइक इट मस्ट बी क्रिएटिंग अ सेंस ऑफ कम्युनिटी एंड fostering the harmony too like so how is the situation now? Like your experiences you must have seen many people grow in it
Yes.
and many people also pass
मतलब मुझे लगता है 3 दिन तो कम ही बोलती हम बोल रहे हैं 6 महीने से काम कर रहे हैं एक साथ तो फिर 6 महीने से प्लस हम लोग इतने सालों से लगे तो कम्युनिटी नहीं एक्चुअली फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली जैसा सीन हो जाता है बहुत फन होता है यू मीट न्यू पीपल लाइक इस बिस्वामिल ऑल्सो लाइक दिस टाइम ऑल्सो आई मेट सो मेनी न्यू पीपल तो एक फन जैसा हो जाता है और when you have the hierarchy also like the heads and OCs and all आप उनसे बात कर रहे हो उनसे रेगुलर इन टच रह रहे हो तो एक फ्रेंड्स जैसा भी हो जाता है लाइक देयर इज एन गुड इंट्रोडक्शन हैपनिंग और फिर हम जब चीज हैं तो हमारे बीच में इतना इंटरनल जोकिंग मॉकिंग और काम चलता है कि लाइक कम्युनिटी तो ठीक है मतलब है ही है हम लोग पूरा बिस्वामिल फेस्ट है बट हम लोग एक फ्रेंड्स फैमिली जैसा सीन भी होती है हम बहुत फन भी करते हैं एक साथ हेल्प भी करते हैं एक दूसरे की कितने टाइम से काम कर रहे हैं
There's a sense of protectiveness that
Yeah.
afterwards that we like build up क्योंकि as she said family है तो कुछ भी कोई
Protect
बोल
your
दे कैसे
हाँ,
बोल दिया
कैसे बोल दिया वही?
Protect your own.
किसने बोला सिक्योरिटी टाइट नहीं
ये इसके अलावा और कोई बोलता नहीं है सिक्योरिटी
बस यही बोल रही है
उस फेस्ट में चलता है सिक्योरिटी टाइट है
पर टाइट है
Yes.
ऐसा वैसा
कुछ नहीं होने देते ना होने देते
So definitely these experiences have been, you know, affecting the relationships too of people who are doing the art relationship as in community wise. So I believe it must be bringing a positive change. Or what do you guys think about
So
it?
personally, for my committee, I can say that's a committee that works every day 7 to 1 or 3, however long we have the room for the entire duration of
Deco.
the fest. Yeah, and I've been in that committee for 3 years now, and generally all the people that I started with, volunteers, I've seen them become volunteers, OCs. Now when I go to other fests to work, their heads there, their chairs there, and it's just such a beautiful feeling to like watch them grow. क्योंकि क्या यार ये तो बच्चे थे हमारे कहाँ इनका रोना धोना हमने झेला है और आज ये यहाँ पे
ट्रू
So bringing the podcast towards the end, like I started with key, maybe not the most important people of this formula, but definitely they are the important people, and not just them, like everyone who is working. Will do. Like
हमें ना स्टार्टिंग में बोला कहते थे इसकी फन करना एक दूसरे की टांग की
समझे
और अब ये
बताना।
पूरी स्कीम चिल्ला चिल्ला के बता दी मैंने
but definitely people who are working at different strata are doing their best, and that is what making the event successful. At the same time, it was lovely meeting you guys. And anything you would like to share with the guests, like something fun, anything. Your closure, what would it be? मेरी कमेटी बेटर है क्या?
नहीं नहीं हम
नहीं,
कमेटी
we don't
स्पेसिफिक
say
नहीं है
that.
गाइस.
हम बेटर है कुछ तो.
just
ये बिस्वामिल बेटर है.
बेस्ट है.
ये
best
बिस्वामिल
है.
बेटर है. ये बिस्वामिल बेटर है.
just adding to it कि if you want to join Biswamil, just walk into 41 or 42.
Yeah.
There's a role for everyone.
Like
There's a
Sia
place for
41,
everyone.
42.
Yeah.
I believe there is a
Honestly,
personal affection of
just
these guys.
join.
हमारे podcast में आ रहा है वो
Just
चले
yes,
जाओ वहाँ
yes.
पे.
You might work 1 year in a committee you probably don't like because you joined the wrong committee, but you will find your place
Yes,
eventually.
yes.
Like
Yeah.
you
सबके लिए कुछ ना
कुछ ना कुछ है.
And
अपना
if you want to join, just walk in.
जैसे होता है ना कॉलेज में जाके you will find your own group of friends, you will find your people, you will find your
होम
committee.
कमेटी
Just
मिल
come.
Find your
जाएगी.
committee,
हाँ. आ जाओ गाइस होम कमेटी मिल जाएगी.
Find your own tribe, like मिल ही जाएगी.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, just walk into any of the ground floor 41, 42, you'll find it.
And it will give you memories for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Truly. So yeah,
All
that
wrong.
would probably.